It's Essie here for UK Scrap Addicts, and I've got a layout to show you using this month's fussy cutting theme. Now I love a bit of fussy cutting, and I've got this gorgeous paper from Jen Hadfield. I think the range is Chasing Adventures. I've got 2 sheets, so I'm just cheating a little bit because I have cut some of the bottles out already. True Blue Peter style. Here's some I did earlier. Just looking at the rest of the paper though to see which others I might want to cut out. And I've got an idea for my layout. It kind of evolved. I knew I wanted to use the bottles. I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do with them until I'd cut them out. And then I had this idea about using them with some photographs of my partner and I on a boat trip, and using those other sheets of paper. I've pulled some sheets of paper in sort of blue and mint, and then that neutrally one with the spots on. And I'm going to just tear lots of strips and use them to create sort of a wave type effect along the bottom of my page. I say the bottom, I actually end up going almost sort of 2/3 up the page in order to get all of my photographs in and all of my embellishments. So I'm just keeping on tearing all of these strips, and just random, no method in my madness, until I've got enough to cover the section of the paper that I want to. So I'm starting off there with that branding strip which has got script on, just to anchor the whole lot down the bottom of the background page, and then adding the torn strips in alternate colours going up the page. Having a bit of trouble with my tape runner there, the whole thing split, so I ended it a right old muddle, as you can see. And I change it in a minute for another one because I thought I'm not fighting with that all the way through the video. So just adding that blue with that mint green, and then I'm going to add a little bit of the spotty in between that, just to break those two up a little bit, not a whole strip but just a little bit poking out of that one section there. And then carrying on adding those up the page until I've got, as I said, about 2/3 of the page covered. Another blue one. Finishing off with that dotty one. And then I decide I want to break the top 2 up a bit. So I'll just tear a little strip of the mint green and add that in just a little section along the top there. And then I start tucking my photographs in. As I said, these are photos of me and my partner in Benidorm on a boat trip. And although I look very smiley and happy, I have never felt so ill in all of my life. I didn't take the photographs that you can see there because I had to send Pete out onto the deck of the boat because I couldn't move from the inside. And I've never been so relieved when we got to the island. It was only a short trip, but I'm not doing it again. So as well as the fussy cut boats, I also fussy cut my title from one of the cut apart sheets from the same paper range. And then I've just matted it onto a dark navy sheet of card stock or paper stock from my stash and fussy cut round to leave a little border. I'm just rearranging the photographs how I want them with my title. I'm going to stick those down, just tucking them in slightly in amongst the waves, putting some foam pad on my title there to make that stand out a bit, and finishing tucking those photographs in. And then I'm going to arrange my bottles. My idea in my head was so that they would look a little bit like, you know, messages in a bottle floating in the sea. So I'm going to tuck those in around my photographs and my title. And then I'm popping another branding strip along the top of the paper, just to balance that out so that it sort of doesn't just disappear off into nothing. And now I'm going to start adding some more embellishments. I've got a selection of stickers and embellishments that go with my theme. So I'm going to start adding those in. I'm going to try and kind of add similar embellishments around each bottle. So I've got some circular embellishments. I've got some wooden buttons and those Mambi chips as well in the mint green, and some more wooden buttons. I think they're Go from Chanel. I've had them ages. Just going to keep adding those in around the bottles to create little clusters of embellishments where the Fussy Cut bottles are. And then I'm going to come in with some word stickers as well. And I'm also going to do a little cluster of embellishments up the top there, as I said, just to balance it all out. Got a selection of little word stickers. Most of those are from Pretty Little Studios. I think most of them came in Lottie Loves paper kits actually, and they're really handy. I love those little word stickers. Just sticking those down. I'm going to rearrange those in a minute because I decided I don't like them. Well, I do like them, I just wanted something, they needed another layer. So I'm going to just change that up a bit in a minute. I've got these labels which are also Pretty Little Studios, and I'm going to add one in there onto that top cluster of embellishments. I fiddle around with this for a bit. Bear with me. So adding another wooden button in there just to stay with that whole theme, to make it all a bit more connected. So there's a little bit of the same in each cluster. I think I just trimmed that label down a bit. Sticking those words back. The only trouble with those words is that they're really tiny and they're quite difficult with my fat fingers to get straight because I can't see what I'm doing. There you go, I finished that and finished off with a little enamel heart. Adding another bottle in behind that photo there with a little wooden button. And just continuing to add those embellishments really. I'm going to add some more word stickers and I'm pretty much done. I think I add a couple more word stickers, discover that I haven't actually stuck that bottle in, and a couple more word stickers, and that is my layout finished. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing this month's inspiration and that you fancy having a go at fussy cutting on your layouts. And thank you very much for joining me. See you soon. Bye.